certified nutrition advisor. I'm also a diet and weight management coach. So in today's live session, I am going to be talking about keto diet in a nutshell. Now, keto diet in itself, guys, is a vast subject, but I've tried my best to narrow it down into this 20-25 minute session as best as I can. Now, in today's session, we'll be talking about what is a keto diet. We'll be talking about what are the benefits of a keto diet, what is keto flu, what are the side effects of a keto diet, and who should not ideally adapt the keto diet. So, ketogenic diet, better known as keto diet, if you are planning to switch to a keto diet either because of the aggressive weight loss that it offers or for the immense health benefits, well, initially the transition to a ketogenic diet can be very challenging, but with time, when you see the results, it will be well worth it. So soon, guys, keto will become the new normal. That's what I'm seeing right now. Now let's start off by understanding what is a ketogenic or keto diet. Now, keto diet is a diet where the fat percentage of your total calorie intake is high. You have very low amount of carbs in your diet and low to moderate amount of protein depending on the keto variation you choose to follow. I will speak about this a little more in detail later. So basically, in simple words, in a ketogenic diet, you consume high amount of fats, very low amount of carbs, and low to medium amount of protein in your diet on a daily basis. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is what happens when you follow this diet. Now, you are restricting carb intake. So your body enters and sustains a state called ketosis, right? Now, ketosis is a metabolic state where your body uses an alternate but equally efficient source of fuel called ketones. Now, you're going to hear these words ketones and ketosis a lot throughout this session. So I hope you have a better understanding of it, guys. So ketone molecules are now the energy sources in your body. Now what happens is your body is using ketones for energy. That means it's using fats instead. Probably the fats that have accumulated over the years now are being used as a source of energy. So that is absolutely fantastic, right? So most of us would consider following the keto diet for these reasons. Now let's also talk about some more reasons that have been researched and proven that are beneficial once you adapt the ketogenic diet. Well, for starters, apart from the aggressive weight loss, it's also known to improve health conditions such as heart disease, Alzheimer's disease. It's also known to improve type 2 diabetes. It's great for your brain function, guys. A lot of studies have proven that following a ketogenic diet helps improve your memory, helps improve your focus and concentration. It also helps improve your energy levels. It also reduces your appetite. So it's a win-win in so many ways. So for all these reasons, most of us do consider opting for a ketogenic diet. Now, there are about 4 variations which are widely practiced for a keto diet. First one is the standard ketogenic diet. Second one is the high protein keto diet. Then we have the targeted keto diet and the cyclical keto diet. Now, let's talk about the standard keto diet. Whenever we refer to ketogenic diet, we're always talking about the standard ketogenic diet. I'll be talking about it more in detail a little later. We'll briefly talk about the other 3 to just get a better understanding. Now, the high protein ketogenic diet is a diet that is preferred by most. Reason being that you can have a little higher percentage of protein and lower fats as compared to the standard ketogenic diet. Now, the only issue here is that you may not necessarily be in a state of ketosis. In case you're wondering why, like carbohydrates, protein is converted to glucose. Now your body is going to use glucose as a source of energy. So that definitely defeats the purpose of the keto diet, right? Because you may or may not be in a state of ketosis. So you need to be mindful of that. The second variation is the targeted ketogenic diet. Now this diet is preferred mostly by athletes and those who perform high intensity workouts. Now what happens in this particular diet, that is the targeted ketogenic diet, it allows you to have 20 to 30 grams of carbohydrates additional as pre or post workout meal or snack. So that's before or after your workout ideally, because that helps give you energy and also for post recovery. So that is targeted ketogenic diet. The other one is called the cyclical ketogenic diet. Now this is preferred by people who are probably having or leading a ketogenic lifestyle already. Now what happens is you can cycle in and out of a keto diet. It's quite flexible in that way. So you go 5 or 6 days with the standard ketogenic diet, and on your off days you can have a balanced meal. Now this works for athletes because if you intend to do carb loading, this would suit you well. Also for holidays, special occasions as such, you could follow the cyclical ketogenic diet. Now coming back to the standard ketogenic diet, like I said earlier, when people talk about a keto diet, we're always referring to the standard ketogenic diet. Now in this diet, it's great for aggressive weight loss. It's suitable for obese and overweight people, ideally for people with fat levels above 25% for men and 40% fat levels and above, that is, for women. Now the macronutrient profile is what is important. Fats are 70% of your total calorie intake. I know you might be shocked because 70% is a high amount of your total calorie, right? So 70% of fats, 25% of protein, and just 5% of carbs. Now guys, most of us are used to 45 to 65% of carbohydrates in our meals. Imagine switching to just 5%. So that is a huge change. Now that being said is the macronutrient profile. You must be wondering, 70% of fats, that is a lot. So what can I eat? Now it's imperative, it's important that you consume healthy fats, the good fats, guys. I have a list of foods that you could have just in case you'd like to know what a keto diet is all about. You could have eggs, poultry, grass-fed meat. You can also have full-fat dairy, full-fat cheese like cheddar, mozzarella. You can add nuts and seeds. You have nut butter. Now do not go for peanut butter, only the ones that are natural, because otherwise that defeats the purpose. Then you can go for healthy fats, that is coconut oil, olive oil, sesame oil, coconut butter, non-starchy vegetables. You need to be mindful of the vegetables. So you can have greens, broccoli, tomato, mushrooms, pepper. Condiments are okay, salt, pepper, vinegar, lemon juice. Legumes, again, very limited, green peas and beans, and something very low in starch. Also guys, fruits, very small amount and limited fruits are at your disposal in a ketogenic diet. A handful of blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, citrus, lemon, lime, apples and pears. So these are what you can consume on a ketogenic diet. Now guys, moving on to what you have to avoid, the list is even longer, but it's quite understandable. Now you need to avoid carbs, sugar. So of course, bread and baked goods, no. Sweets and sugary foods, no. Sweetened beverages you have to avoid. Now this may be disappointing. Pasta, spaghetti, noodles, you cannot eat on a keto diet. Grains and grain products like wheat, rice, cereals, tortillas, you cannot consume on a ketogenic diet. Starchy vegetables are favorites. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, butternut, squash, corn, peas, pumpkin, you cannot consume on a ketogenic diet. Then we have beans and legumes, black beans, lentils, kidney beans, again off the list. Most fruits which have sugar, off the list. Now guys, you also need to avoid alcoholic beverages and high carb sauces and dressings. So I'm sure you get a fair idea of what foods you can consume and what foods you need to avoid on a ketogenic diet in order to be in a state of ketosis, right? If you have any questions, you can ask me, guys, and I would try my best to answer. If not now, then at the end of this session. Now guys, the next important topic that you need to understand is keto flu. Now you've made your transition, your decision to follow a ketogenic diet. You've just started off. Your body is going to be in a state of shock. Remember, you're consuming before 45 to 65% of carbs. Now you're limiting it down to 5%. That is a huge difference. Your body was using glucose before as a source of energy. Now, suddenly, with all these ketones emerging, your body doesn't know what to do with them, right? Any change takes time for your body to adapt. So your body will be in a state of shock. Your body will react. You might deal with what is called the keto flu. It's very well known actually when one starts the ketogenic diet. Now the symptoms of keto flu might be a little scary, but this actually implies that you're in a state of ketosis, right? So let's have a look at some of the symptoms so you're aware of it. It could be headache, dizziness, nausea, lack of focus, carb craving for sure. You could also have muscle cramps. On one hand, maybe diarrhea, could be constipation, weakness, difficulty sleeping. I know it's already scaring you, but guys, now the severity of these symptoms depends on two things: your genetics, and secondly, how carb addicted you were. So the severity or intensity varies from one individual to another. You cannot compare, right? Now, the keto flu symptoms, once you start the diet, it's not going to happen every time. It's someone who is switching, to a new diet, to try the ketogenic diet. You could face the keto flu symptoms for about 3, 5, or 7 days, on a higher side up to 10 days till your body gets adapted to the keto diet. Now, I could help you with some tips that could probably reduce the severity of the keto flu symptoms. If you're already afraid, don't be, I got your back. All right. Now, the tips to reduce keto flu: number 1, increase water intake. Now guys, water intake, hydration is the answer to most issues. I'm always talking about hydration. Make sure you get enough water, especially so more on the keto diet, because in the keto diet you will lose water weight. Ketones will tend to make you a lot more dehydrated than usual. So there's a simple formula. You have 1 liter of water for every 20 kilograms of your weight. So if you're up 60 kilograms, 3 liters of water at minimum. So make sure, point number 1, increase water intake. Second one is avoid high intensity workout. Now, like I said before, you're just transitioning to a new diet. You may feel weak, fatigued. Do not do high intensity workouts. Try to be physically active, of course, but avoid high intensity workouts. Now, next would be sleep, rest, nap. I always advise my clients, if they want to start any diet for that matter, to make sure they do it before their off days. If you're fortunate to have weekends off, you could start your diet on Friday evening so that you have Saturday, Sunday to just relax, unwind, and probably see how you feel about the new diet. Then the next point would be eat enough healthy fats. Now guys, this is also important, because if you're not consuming enough healthy fats, your body is not getting energy or enough energy, right? So you're going to lose weight aggressively, but in an unhealthy way. That is not the intention of our diet. So make sure you consume enough healthy fats. Next would be replace your electrolytes. Now increase your salt intake. In case you're wondering what salt or electrolyte has to do with the keto diet, let me put it in simple words. Initially, your body was getting energy out of glucose, right, from carbs. Now you're not consuming carbohydrates, so you don't have glucose in your system. So your kidneys are not producing insulin, right? That makes sense. So your kidneys are getting rid of excess sodium instead, biologically. So you're going to be low on electrolytes. Your electrolyte balance is going to go havoc. So make sure to add a lot of salt. Now that's Himalayan salt, rock salt. Also eat a lot of green vegetables. Make homemade broth, add more salt to it, have avocados, have nuts and seeds, guys. Make sure that you consume enough salt, especially once you start the ketogenic diet. Now, if all of this doesn't work, do not panic. That means you need to go a little slower on this drastic change. So instead of 5% of carbs, you could probably increase the carb percentage, and then gradually with time, you could reduce the carbs. Because each individual is different, you might take a little longer to adapt to the ketogenic diet as compared to others. Alright guys, let's also talk about the side effects of a ketogenic diet. Now you're transitioning to a new diet, ketogenic diet. You've heard the hype about it. Now you must also be aware and well read about the side effects that comes along with a diet change. The number one side effect is constipation, right? Now, why that happens is because you're not consuming enough fiber. You're cutting down on all the carbs, so you do not have enough fiber, and fiber is what gives structure to your stool. Like I mentioned before, you're in a state of ketosis, let's say that. You have a lot of ketones. You tend to get dehydrated. So also water levels are low in your intestines. So your stools might not be as soft and your bowel movements will be irregular. So in this case, you need to make sure that you consume a lot of water, of course, and green leafy vegetables to make sure that you handle this issue well. Second side effect is the keto breath. Now, the good news is that when you have keto breath, it means you are in a state of ketosis. Keto breath happens, what you would feel is probably a metallic taste in your mouth. Your breath will be fruity, and also it could smell like acetone, a nail polish remover. Of course, it's not very pleasant. However, with time, when your body gets fat adapted, the keto breath issue will fade away. So it is just temporary. The third one is ketoacidosis. Now this, guys, is very rare but possible, and it is an extremely dangerous side effect. Now it's important to understand this, because if your body produces a lot of ketones, and ketones are acidic in nature, so if you have too many ketone molecules in your blood, your blood could get acidic. Unfortunately, we have a very small pH range, which makes it safe for us. So you could end up in the emergency. You could have ketoacidosis if your blood levels are too acidic. So you need to be mindful of this. That's why it's not advisable for people suffering from diabetes to opt for this particular diet. So be mindful of that. In case you're wondering what are the symptoms of ketoacidosis, you would feel like peeing a lot, you would be breathless, you would be thirsty, you would have palpitations. So these are the symptoms of ketoacidosis. So you need to be aware of this. Now I saw a question, what people should avoid following the ketogenic diet. Yes, I wanted to talk about this because it's very important. Do not go with the hype, and just because everybody nowadays is talking about the keto diet and how easily you lose weight and how great it's working out, but you need to be sure if it's suitable for you. Now, these people should definitely stay away from the ketogenic diet. That is, people who have kidney damage, pre-existing liver and pancreatic conditions, gallbladder removal, people suffering from type 1 diabetes, pregnant and nursing mothers. Now, something very important I want you all to understand is, guys, when you make that transition to a new diet, something that you're not used to, and especially if you have underlying health conditions, do speak to your doctor or a clinical nutritionist before making that switch. Because at the end of the day, you're making that diet change for better health, right? But if you have underlying health conditions and this particular diet is not suitable for you, you could end up with more harm than good. So just be careful about this. Keep these points in mind. Now, I saw a question, how do you know if you are in ketosis? That is a good question, because probably you are eating all the healthy fats, you're following the macronutrient profile, but you're still in doubt that am I in ketosis? Is my body producing enough ketone molecules? Well, there are 3 ways to find out. First one is the breath analyzer test. Remember, I told you could have keto breath. So there's the breath analyzer test, which could tell you if you are in ketosis or not. Then secondly, you have the indicator strips, the strips which change color when you put them in your urine stream. That will let you know that you are in a state of ketosis. And the last one is the blood test, which is the most accurate. Now, the thing about the breath analyzer test is when you will be in a state of ketosis in the initial days, only that's when it's going to work. Later, your body is going to be fat adapted, your breath is going to go back to normal, so it might not be as accurate. Also, guys, if you do your breath analyzer initially, your breath also changes to, say, differ before a workout, after you work out, when you wake up in the morning. So it may or may not be as accurate. Now, talking about the indicator strips that you would check with the help of the color change. Initially, again, when you just start off with the diet, a lot of excess ketones will be eliminated from your body because you don't know what to do with the excess ketones, right? Your body will not exactly know how to handle all these ketone molecules. So a lot of ketones will be eliminated through urine. So again, initially these strips could indicate that you are in a state of ketosis, but once you're practicing it for about a month or so, you won't get any indication, or indicator strips will not be of much use. So the best way is a blood test. Now, the ketone molecules levels need to be 0.5 to 3 millimoles per liter of your blood. So ideally, I would say blood test is important, but also you don't have to worry so much about this, guys, because once you follow the diet in the right way, you'll see a lot of changes. You'll see your weight fluctuating, you'll feel the symptoms, and you'll know that the diet is working for you. Now, Suganti asked me, will I put on weight after I stop my keto diet? Well, unfortunately, the answer is yes. Guys, a ketogenic diet is a lifestyle change. It's not something that you do for a week or you do for 2 weeks and then you decide that, okay, I've lost my weight, I don't want to continue with the diet anymore. Trust me, you're going to put back all that weight again, and that is going to be a disappointment. So if you want to plan or switch to a ketogenic diet, you have to understand it's going to be a lifestyle decision. So can you manage to stick to this particular diet? Of course, eventually, if you want to, come back to your balanced diet, you have to make the changes slowly and steadily, and make sure you work out, make sure you eat a well-balanced diet. And any more questions that I missed? somebody asked me if I recommend the ketogenic diet or any other diet. Yes. So guys, as a nutrition advisor, let me be very honest. I do not recommend following any fad diet as such, though there's a lot of research done, a lot of studies conducted to prove the benefits of a keto diet, since we're talking about it today. For instance, I will always recommend a balanced diet comprising of carbs, fats, proteins, all the essentials, minerals, nutrients, vitamins. I would always recommend that. I'm sure all the nutritionists or all in the same field would agree with me. Also, I will always recommend staying active, physically fit. I also advise you to be positive, mentally strong. It's actually a balance of the mind, body, and soul. So from my end, if you ask me whether I recommend this diet or not, I will talk about it. I will shed light on it, but the decision is yours. You find out what works best for you and you stick to it. So guys, I think I've pretty much answered all your questions. I tried my best to squeeze all the information in this session, everything that you need to know about the keto diet. I hope that you enjoyed watching this session. I hope that you learned from it, guys. If you have any questions or any other topic you'd like me to talk to you about, do DM me and I'm always here to answer your queries. Meanwhile, guys, please be safe, stay home, wear your mask, be mindful of your safety and safety of others. I will take your leave right now. Thank you so much for all of you who joined in. Have a wonderful day and take care and bye for now.